George Francis Gabby Hayes was born on May 7, 1885, in Stannards, New York, far removed from the dusty plains and frontier towns he would later embody on screen. Raised in a comfortable middle-class household as the son of a hotel owner, Hayes's early life was defined by stability, structure, and opportunity. Nothing about his upbringing hinted at the grizzled, weather-beaten sidekick audiences would come to adore. From a young age, however, he displayed a natural gift for storytelling and performance. Whether entertaining guests at his father's hotel or captivating friends with exaggerated tales, Hayes understood how to hold attention. His curiosity and ambition led him down several paths, including brief ventures into professional baseball and engineering. Yet it was the stage that ultimately called to him, setting him on a path that would transform an educated New Yorker into one of Hollywood's most iconic Western figures: vaudeville, love, and a life on the road. Before Hollywood ever beckoned, Gabby Hayes built his career under theater lights and traveling tents. Alongside his wife, Olive E. Ireland, he became a successful vaudeville performer during the early 1900s. Their act blended comedy, music, and sharp timing, and Hayes quickly stood out for his expressive face and effortless humor. Vaudeville demanded resilience, adaptability, and relentless travel, qualities that would later define his film career. Olive was more than a stage partner. She was his anchor, manager, and strongest supporter. Together, they navigated an unpredictable industry, building a modest but secure life. However, the 1929 stock market crash erased much of their savings, forcing Hayes to reconsider his future. With little left to lose, he made the bold decision to head west to California, unaware that this financial setback would lead him to cinematic immortality. Finding his place in early Hollywood. When Gabby Hayes arrived in Hollywood during the transition from silent films to talkies, he was already in his 40s, an age when many actors struggled to break in. He accepted whatever roles were offered, often portraying villains, bartenders, or nameless townsfolk in low-budget westerns. These early parts were small, but Hayes treated each one as an opportunity to learn. Gradually, casting directors noticed something special. His expressive delivery and comedic instincts brought unexpected depth to otherwise forgettable characters. By the mid-1930s, Hayes began shaping the persona audiences would never forget. The bearded, cantankerous old-timer wasn't a reflection of his real personality, but a carefully crafted character. Off-screen, Hayes was articulate, polished, and impeccably groomed. On-screen, he became Gabby, the gruff voice of frontier wisdom whose humor softened every hard edge of the Old West. Becoming the sidekick America loved. Between 1935 and 1939, Gabby Hayes cemented his legacy as Wendy Halliday in the Hopalong Cassidy series alongside William Boyd. As the sharp-tongued yet loyal companion, Hayes injected humor, heart, and humanity into the films. His chemistry with Boyd resonated with audiences, making him an indispensable part of the franchise. However, a salary dispute with Paramount Pictures ended the partnership abruptly. It was a risky move, as Hayes was strongly associated with the role. Yet fate intervened once again when Republic Pictures welcomed him with open arms. Since Paramount owned the name Wendy Halliday, Republic renamed his character Gabby Whitaker. The name change mattered little to audiences. The essence remained the same, and Hayes flourished. Over the next several years, he appeared in more than 40 films, becoming the definitive Western sidekick and a beloved fixture of American cinema. A partnership that defined an era. Among all of Gabby Hayes' collaborations, none was more enduring than his partnership with Roy Rogers. The two appeared together an astonishing 44 times, forming one of the most recognizable duos in Western film history. Their contrast was central to their appeal. Rogers was clean-cut, confident, and heroic, while Hayes played the scruffy, wisecracking elder who grounded the story in humor. Their on-screen chemistry felt authentic because it was. Hayes later reflected that Rogers carried the same decency off-screen as he did in front of the camera. He admired Rogers' professionalism, kindness, and unwavering positivity, even during exhausting shoots. Though they occasionally disagreed creatively, mutual respect always prevailed. Hayes understood that Rogers knew his audience, especially children, and trusted his instincts. Together, they created films that offered optimism during difficult times, leaving an imprint on generations of viewers. Beyond Roy Rogers and the Western world. While Roy Rogers was his most frequent collaborator, Gabby Hayes' career extended far beyond a single partnership. He worked extensively with Gene Autry, Wild Bill Elliott, Randolph Scott, and John Wayne, often under director Joseph Kane. His versatility allowed him to shift effortlessly between comic relief and tougher, more dramatic roles. One standout performance came in Raoul Walsh's Dark Command in 1940, where Hayes showcased a balance of grit and loyalty alongside John Wayne. By this point, Gabby Hayes was more than a character. It was a brand audiences trusted. His presence signaled warmth, humor, and moral clarity. Studios recognized his draw, and Hayes became a star in his own right. His later transition to television with The Gabby Hayes Show introduced him to a younger audience, preserving his legacy during a rapidly changing entertainment landscape. Finally, speaking about Roy Rogers. For years, fans speculated about the true relationship between Gabby Hayes and Roy Rogers. Hayes was famously private, rarely discussing personal connections. Late in life, however, he offered rare reflections that revealed deep admiration. He described Rogers as a man of genuine integrity, someone whose screen persona mirrored his real character. Hayes acknowledged their differences with humor, noting how their contrasting styles created balance. He credited Rogers with understanding audiences intuitively, particularly children who found comfort in his songs and smile. While the industry could strain friendships, Hayes never spoke bitterly about Rogers. Instead, he expressed gratitude for the years they shared on screen and off. Their films, he believed, offered hope during hard times. In his eyes, Roy Rogers wasn't just a co-star. He was the kind of man America needed to believe in. Life after loss and quiet reflection. The death of Olive E. Ireland. Hayes in 1957 marked a profound turning point in Gabby Hayes' life. She had been his partner in every sense, managing finances, negotiating contracts, and guiding his career. Without her, Hayes retreated from public life, finding solace at his ranch near Tujunga Lake in California. Surrounded by nature and memories, he reflected on decades spent entertaining millions. The ranch became a sanctuary where he revisited friendships, films, and moments that shaped him. As his health declined in the late 1960s, Hayes faced aging with the same dignity he brought to his characters. Hospital staff remembered him as gracious and warm, still quick with a gentle joke. On February 9, 1969, Gabby Hayes passed away peacefully at 83, closing the chapter on a life that embodied loyalty, humor, and timeless frontier spirit.